Hello, welcome to Lord Havoc's Marvel Champions custom content extravaganza. I've got another creator spotlight for you. This is a special one, in my opinion. I mean, they're all special, but this is a special one because for today I have one of the who I consider to be one of the pillars of the community. Like this community would not be where it is today if this particular person had not been involved, and that is, of course, the one and only CptScorp. How you doing?
Hello, that is way too much. That is way too much praise for me. But thank you.
Just accept the praise. It's true. Everything I said is true.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Um,
will I'll accept all of it, even though some of it is undeserved. But sure.
it's not. It's definitely not. Canada Scorp actually doesn't create anymore because of family commitments and stuff like that. But the amount of work that you did before you stopped is amazing. And every single person I've spoken to has mirrored the same thoughts that I've got. Where it is that you're just so helpful and generous with your time, and they wouldn't have been able to do the stuff that they did without your help. And that's me included. I mean, we've even collabed ourselves. So it's just it's everything. Every word I said is true. Just take it.
I cannot thank you enough. That's really wonderful to hear. Even though, honestly, I will say real quick that all of that praise can be mostly directed at some other people in the channel, just because I also wouldn't be here without them. So
Oh, there you go.
I guess it goes both ways.
We can shout out. We can shout out them for sure. So would you mind just the non-praise version introduction of yourself? Just introduce yourself and just and talk about why you got into Marvel Champions Customs.
Sure. So I'm CptScorp. I've been basically addicted to games my entire life. So comes no surprise that when I found board games, they also became one of my favorite things.
Nice.
um, Marvel Champions actually only started when I found out about the tabletop simulator, because I do not have it in paper even. I never had it.
What?
Never
You
played it
don't
in
actually
paper.
own the game itself.
Nope,
That's
not at all.
amazing. Wow.
And yeah, I used the group of friends I used to play board games with. They were more of the strategy kind of players, the
Right.
Game of Thrones board games and the Lord of Rings board games.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't much about card games. But when I did find about TTS, I eventually stumbled upon Marvel Champions. Marvel is basically one of my favorite IPs, as I assume it is to most people listening to this. So eventually, I wanted to check it out, and yeah, here I am now.
Awesome. Very cool. So so you started. So you have actually you don't actually own the game, which I think is unbelievable. So you go
It's yeah.
TTS. So you basically so as soon as you found the table, Hitch's table, I assume, right? Was it Hitch's table?
No,
No.
no, it was actually before that, way before that. There was a table, I believe, hosted by Odysseus, if
Oh.
I'm not mistaken,
Okay. Right.
an old table.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's basically where I found the game. We tried some of like the original characters there, like the classic Spider-Man and you know
Right.
Iron Man, all the core stuff.
Yeah.
Me and my friends tried it there. We loved it. Then what hooked me was basically all the custom content all around that table at the time.
Yep.
Because I don't know if you were there, uh,
No.
if you if you've ever seen this table, right? But
Never seen it.
yeah, it was full of custom content. Just all around the table. So basically, as soon as I saw those, I immediately start picking them off the bags and just seeing what it was and how different it would be from the actual game. So yeah, after just a few games of playing with the core characters, as soon as we understood the rules, just move on to the custom characters, just to try them out.
And then after you tried
Obviously,
them out, you
uh,
started making your own.
not immediately. I'm honestly, it was the first time. Like Marvel Champions is the first game I've ever done homebrew for
Right.
ever.
Right.
And it remains like that until now. It was the only game I've ever picked up on my own ideas. Yeah, it's mostly just the interest of seeing what other people could do with it. made me want to eventually dive into it, but it took a while. It wasn't immediately.
And so this is the first game you've ever actually created customs for. Look, I threw like a heap of praise of you at the start, but I've got to do it again. I just got to do it again. This is, I mean, in all honesty, right? I'm not just saying this just to be like funny or something. Why are you so good then? Why is everything you make so good?
Well, yeah. So here comes the part of the praise directed to other people. This is the first and only game I've ever done homebrew for, but um, as I said, it didn't start immediately. I played a lot of the game
Yeah,
before even attempting my own stuff. I
right.
really wanted to get to know the game. I loved the game immediately. I spent a good like maybe 2 years playing the game literally every day, like
Wow,
literally
cool,
non-stop every
awesome.
day. I would come home from work and just play the game with either real life friends or on the homebrew Discord
Right,
with people like Just a Tuna. That was one of the first ones that got me into the daily playing.
love it.
Uh, and yeah, as soon as I start knowing the game, I started asking some questions
Yeah,
to other creators, seeing like getting to know their ideas, not their ideas for what to do with the cards. I mean, like how to create the content, right? Like uh, what things to look out for when trying to make a deck.
right.
I remember actually Odysseus said to me like one of the advices that I took to heart like almost immediately, which was he he went to he went to one of the first cards I started creating back when I tried Venom Pool, which
Right.
was my first hero,
Uh-huh.
and after I showed him a couple cards, like I had that issue of like sometimes trying to cramp too much into one card, right? Like too many effects into
Yes.
one card.
Yep.
And he said to me, so the best thing you can do is try to make like the most streamlined deck possible, right? As like just look at the card, decide one thing for the card to do, and as long as it mechanically connects to the rest of the cards, it will work out. Like don't go crazy with the ideas. Have one core mechanic that you want to focus on and
Yep.
just make every 15 card of the deck work towards that.
Right.
And doing that, I managed to do what basically I did with all my heroes from then on,
Yeah.
which is just all the cards look streamlined because they always want to just go for that one core mechanic and don't branch out,
Yeah.
because as soon as you start branching out, things get confusing. And believe me, because I tried.
Yeah.
Obviously, it might work for some others. Um, I can shout out immediately right now as well to Design Hacker for his ideas,
Yep.
which to me are completely insane, but they work. So I could
Completely
never do what
insane, but they
Design Hacker
work.
does.
Yep. No. Okay. I
Exactly,
agree.
that
I
is my
agree.
point.
Yeah.
I could never do what he does because I would just mix everything together and it wouldn't turn out good at all.
Right.
But he somehow does it. So you see, the different folks, different strokes. You know
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get you. Well, it's obviously advice that has worked for you because I mean, every character you've made works. It just works. Every single one of them, and they're some of my favorite heroes. So this is why it's so this is why it's exciting for me. Like, I mean, we've chatted before, which I thought was great. I mean, I just want to, I personally just want to thank you just for the advice that you gave me. I mean, I announced that I was making a hero, Hellstorm, and you reached out and you were like, hey, I was going to make a Hellstorm before I resigned, and so. You know,
Yeah.
let's have a chat, and I thought that was just so amazing of you. I couldn't believe it. It was just a simple chat. Like it's not the end. It's not like we solved War and Peace or something. But it was just, it meant so much to me that you would take time out of your day, like you're out walking your dog or something, and you know, like we had a chat and stuff, and it was like we were already like old friends, like just from the first chat. It was just amazing. So I really thank you for that. But also I mean it's a bit of. I guess it's a little bit of hero worship, I guess, because my favorite custom hero is Batwoman, who you made. I just
Yeah.
adore her. I just absolutely adore her, and she to me is basically the basis for every design element that I've had so far. Like I don't want to rip her off, but I just also want to also, although I have almost ripped her off. I just made. I
It
just
is
made
fine. It is fine.
Abigail Brand, and after I finished her, I thought, wait a minute, I've just ripped off Batwoman. That's all I've done. So anyway, I apologize, but yes, but I basically use her as my template of just how good she is, and then trying to make sure that everything I make after that is as good. And then I was introduced to Elsa, and then I was like, well, he's done it again. Like, what's the deal? Why does all? And so they went and checked all the other stuff, and I was like, yeah, this guy's very
Thank
good.
you,
So
thank you. But uh, on that note, that actually brings me. You talk about two things here that connect that you didn't even know about.
right,
Me talking to people while I'm walking my dog is a very very common occurrence back when I was on the homebrew Discord,
right.
because I used to make sets like that. That was part of my creative process. I have a long history of talks with ES, for example.
Yep.
Um, Sometimes like almost daily in a couple of weeks,
Awesome.
and just bashing ideas off of each other. We've made sets together, me and
Yep.
ES,
Yep.
but even the separate ones, it's just Elsa, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said it's connected when you're talking about Elsa. Her set, like the main, I'm gonna start off with she's one of the ones that I'm most proud of. Like I
Nice.
really really like her design, even though it's so basic,
Yes.
the actual deck.
Yep.
um and now the important part, which is the nemesis set, so to speak,
Yep.
the
Yep.
monster deck idea, that happened because of ES. that's
Right.
that's exactly why I said from the start, like, I get the praise because I did the cards,
Yep.
but it is not just me, you know what I mean? Like the creative talks with everybody else, literally anyone else that you clash on in the server, and you just have a chat, learn something different, learn a new perspective, a new idea that maybe it didn't work for them, but you find a way to make it work for you. You know,
Yeah.
it's that's how it goes for this type of content. At least to me, that is my experience. Almost every set that I ever made had influence from somebody else.
I'm so glad you said that.
So yeah.
ES is an absolute legend, and I haven't had the chance to do this with him yet. But when I do, I'm a bit worried that I'm basically just going to be like fanboying like a crazy person the entire time, because I just love him so much, and it's just, and the contribution that he
Oh, so
makes
so
is.
you're gonna be literally like everybody else who talks with him. So that's fine. He is a legend. He is a creative legend in the homebrew Discord.
Yeah,
At least to me personally. Yeah,
yeah.
I've done some content together with him, and the ones I didn't do with him, he knew about them,
Mm,
um, about every single one of them before I actually made them, except for the Venom Bull. That was the only one that I did, like the first one. He didn't know about preemptively, but
mm.
all the other ones, he saw the cards first, than anybody else. I showed everything to him first. He gave his feedback first. I adjusted the cards to his feedback,
Yeah.
and only then I made it public.
Awesome.
So
So you got, I mean, you got a wide range of creations here. So you got some Marvel heroes here. Actually, you can't see it because you're on your mobile, but I've got them I've got your TTS open. So you got the Young Avengers. I love Kate, your Hawkeye. Love, absolutely. I just, and then you got.
Kate is my favorite.
Oh, there you go. Kate's your favorite creation.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
preempted me. I was going to ask you. So there you
The-
go. She is awesome.
it's just Kate. She's cool.
Yeah.
She's got some cool glasses,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
love.
the best
That's
part
one
of
of her
her.
cards. One of her cards is just the cool glasses. I've got to find. I've got to find this card. Just because she's just. You've just captured the
It
theme of
is,
Kate so well. I think.
yeah,
Just
it
how
is the
cool
best
she
card I've
is.
ever made.
There
Like that one you can give me praise for. That's
it
the only
is.
card I'll ever accept the praise for, because that is the best card ever, like ever. Just
Kate's Aviators. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
she's just cool.
Yeah, she's just cool. That's just simple as that. And then you got things like Wiccan and Scarlet Spider and Taskmaster and stuff. But yeah, like I said, my favorites are Batwoman and Elsa, and then and Kate, of course. So it's all the ladies. You seem to do the ladies really well. That's what it is. And then you got some DC stuff.
Let's not dive further into that. Let's not ask too many questions as why I'm doing all the ladies and not the rest. Let's not.
You understand the ladies. That's what it is. We can keep it. PG.
Just keep this PG. Yeah.
And then you got your DC work. You got Black Canary, and then the Lanterns, which is the project that you do with ES, which is great.
Yeah.
Very cool. Deadshot. Your Deadshot is cool too. There you go. You got a male character that's cool. That's Deadshot. But you've also got stuff. You know, like aspect cards, and you got. And you had your collab with Super TNT with Ryko Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Miss Marvel. Yeah. So that was actually a fun time. We were just both looking at Captain Marvel, like the core character, right? Mm-hmm. And thinking this is a cool idea, as in like she is powerful in what she does, but some of the cards are pretty useless. I remember specifically the thwart card that she has is god awful.
Yeah.
And I assumed, right, it's also like it was at the time a form of, you know, balancing things, and then it got power crept out of existence, right?
Yeah.
And we just wanted to try you know, to quote unquote fix her up, but without replacing the decks. And both of us really liked Miss Marvel. Like, we like Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel rather than Captain Marvel, so we decided to just, you know, switch it up and do a new deck like that. Yeah. But I think, like, the good part about that deck is that I think we found, like, the identity of, like, the thing that was cool about the core Captain Marvel, and just made it better with, like, some changes to, you know, for the gameplay to be a little bit, you know, a little bit less just draw every game and that's your play.
Yeah, no,
which to me that's what Captain Marvel does, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we wanted to do a little bit better than that, and I think that Miss Marvel set really, you know, really is cool for what it is. It's not really innovative. It's not like the most creative thing you'll ever see, but I think it's a cool upgrade to what the core set offers.
Yeah, she's great.
And most of the work is from Super TNT. I don't want to take too much credit for that. I give some ideas, but most of the work was his.
Awesome. Well, this is also my favorite version of Carol. She's great. She's awesome, and I think it definitely improves on the original for sure. We've also got some scenarios, which is Reverse Flash, which is awesome. I haven't played Waller. I'm actually in the process of making my own Waller hero. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
don't. Don't?
Don't.
Don't make a Waller hero.
So Waller, no, don't play the Waller scenario.
Oh, don't play the scenario. I thought you were telling me not to create the hero. I'm like, what?
No, you can do whatever you want with the hero. That's fine. I support that. The Waller, like, actually, that probably shouldn't even be there. Maybe, like, it's completed, it's done, but it's very flawed. That was like around the time when I stopped creating altogether. So and that one deserves a little bit better. It's somewhat tested, but it's not the best experience.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll move on. But the Reverse Flash, though, I have played, and that's great.
Thank you. Yeah, Reverse Flash was cool to do. That one was neat.
Okay, cool. All right, good, awesome.
I'm very surprised though. Like, everybody talks about Reverse Flash. I assume it's because of popularity. Like, if you compare Reverse Flash to the other scenario that I have, the Marvel one, the Celestial Messiah, that nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, nobody knows. I was going to mention those. Yeah, you got the other one.
Yeah. Like, the Celestial Messiah is I'm not talking about the history of the character here. I'm not going to bother everybody with this. I just want to mention that one scenario got approved for a reason. That one is really good. Just nobody plays it because nobody knows the actual character.
I wanted to bring that up, and I'm glad you brought it up the way you did. But what's the deal? You're right. I mean, it is actually really, really good. And
as I said, like, I'm not gonna bother with history, but like the way I do things in terms of creating, like, I usually go through a comic. Like before creating the characters, before even knowing what I want to do with any character at all. Like they all come from comics that I've read recently. It's basically how that goes. The reason why I made Young Avengers was because at the time I was reading Young Avengers.
Mm,
So as I was reading the comics, I was like, yeah, I kind of just want to make all of them, and I sort of had an idea for all of them, so I just went with it.
yep.
Um, and that's basically how I've always been doing things. Uh, Even starting way back in the Venom pool, like I could have just made a Deadpool, like a normal Deadpool.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was reading Deadpool Back in Black,
Ah.
which was exactly the comic where all the art comes from for
Yeah.
that set. Literally, all the art is from that comic.
Yep.
It's five chapters or five comics, whatever you want to say,
Issues.
and issues exactly. Thank you. Uh, so 5 issues, and I dug and photoshopped my way out of those 5 issues to literally do the entire deck out
Really?
of those issues.
I'm loading it
The
right
entire
now. I
deck.
need to see this. So every single image comes from that 5 issue series.
Every single image. There's some of it that is photoshopped to just adjust some pieces to make it work, but I didn't put anything outside of it.
Wow. I like the tasty meal picture.
Which is
Chopsorama. Wow.
uh, and I say this to say that usually when I pick a character, it's not just because I like the character in general. It's usually because I'm reading a comic about the character and I want to portray that version of the character, like exactly that one.
And you had
Um,
the idea for his mechanic, but while reading the comic.
After reading the comic,
After reading,
basically,
okay, okay,
it's yeah. After reading it, like sometimes I start getting the ideas in between, but I usually also just binge read the thing, so
mm, mm.
so I just read it first, and then I start cooking afterwards.
And sort of, I mean, maybe not Venom Pool specifically, but just sort of any of them. Just where did it? Oh, I don't want to ask that stupid question that people ask writers all the time. Where do your ideas come from? But that is basically the idea. The question I want to ask is like how. Let's go through
Um,
the journey of a character, right? Let's go through Batwoman, right? My favorite. So, why preparation cards? Why the contingency deck? Where did you come up with these things?
Talking with yes, mostly.
Okay,
No, but um, so it depends actually on Batwoman. On Batwoman, I don't even remember.
okay,
Honestly, don't know where it came from.
right,
I know for some characters, like Venompool, especially just because he was my first one, so
mm,
that one is very easy to remember.
okay,
The other ones, it gets mixed,
right,
because usually what happens to me is one of two things. Either I get like a mechanic that I want to do, like no character related to the mechanic. I just like, oh, this would be cool, and I want to do this. And this happened with Deadshot, for example.
right, and
It's not that I wanted specifically to do Deadshot. I
right,
just had the idea for his deck. I
cool,
had it, and I was like, what if we actually have a deck that mostly just plays zero cost events? Like, how can I make zero cost events worth a thing? And that's how I came up with his pistol, not pistols, his hand cannons,
He's
right?
rest-maned
Wrist
guns.
cannons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then ES then suggested Deadshot to you as the character to use.
I don't remember if he literally suggested that shot, but I do remember talking to him like which character would fit this.
Yeah,
I'm sure that shot just came up in there,
yeah.
and like he was the chosen one in between the choices that I had. That's basically.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes it happens like that. Like I'll just have the idea of what I want to do, and then I'll find a character that suits it. Um, some other times it's mostly a matter of favorites, which is what happened with Venompool, Elsa, and Scarlet Spider as well.
Yep.
It's like I just like the character so much, and I'm liking so much the comic that I'm reading with the character
It's a cool comic.
that
Yeah.
I have to find a way to make this work.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And Kate, it was just because she was just so cool. You just woke up one day and you were like, okay,
uh,
she's too cool.
Kate,
I have to do
Kate is like the coolest thing. So
it.
no, but also she's a Young Avenger, so she was obviously involved in
Yeah.
the comics of the Young Avengers, and yeah, that's just one of the comics that I loved at the time. So
Okay.
gotta do them all. If you love them, do them all.
Have you ever going back to Celestial Messiah? I just want to touch on this because what you were
Oh
saying
yeah,
before.
we started
Yeah,
there.
we started at
Yeah.
Celestial Messiah. I really it fascinates me this idea that the mechanic, the scenario itself is really cool, and yet, like you said, nobody knows who this dude is, and so he just gets
Yeah,
ignored,
so
which is a shame.
he's a villain. He's a villain on one of the comics that involves the story of Hulkling,
Yeah,
one of the Young Avengers. But after the Young Avenger part, when he was basically an emperor.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
don't I'm not gonna bother just
No,
telling the entire comic
I
here,
know.
but
Yeah, no,
but
I know
basically,
who he is. I guess my question to
oh,
you
okay,
is
so there you
since
go.
since nobody knows who he is, and have you considered? Would you ever consider reskinning this scenario as to a character that people sort of
Uh,
know to get more play and stuff?
so that scenario in particular, no chance,
Cool,
ever.
cool.
Mostly because I do like the character,
Yeah,
so it has a little bit of a sentimental value.
stick to your
Um,
guns, Captain.
yeah,
Don't.
but it is sentimental. I
Yeah,
like the character, I like the comic, so and also like sure, okay, nobody knows him, but with that information I also knew that nobody else had made them, so so
yes,
it's also like I always like to search for the less done characters so that they don't get compared as much. You know how it is.
yeah, yeah. No, I get you. I get you. I respect that. I wouldn't want you to do that. I think it should be respected for the creation that it is.
But I did reskin something once already.
Did you
I don't know
now?
if that helps with,
All
yeah,
right, which
yeah.
one?
I got flamed at the time. Basically, the Green Lantern corpse that I did with ES,
Yep, yep.
it started by being the Black Order,
The
and
Black
I had the
Order.
cards done. I had the cards were actually like public. They were played, and then your reaction is exactly why I reskinned them, because everybody was like, the Black Order are just villains. Like, why are they heroes here? And I'm like, yeah, they're not heroes. That's fair, but they fit what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, they're heroes in their own
uh,
minds. I guess their own people can
uh,
consider them heroes.
I guess, but like I got offered some criticism that I also thought made sense, because
Right.
you're like trying to play the hero, and some of the cards, like especially some of the attack events and stuff like that, they had like Corvus Glaive literally murdering people with a evil quote.
Yep, yep. I get you.
So
See,
that's not very heroic, and yeah.
that's fascinating to me. I actually have no problem with that. I have no problem. I mean, I'm making a Walla hero. I mean, she's no hero, but she is. But she thinks she's doing the right thing. So as far as she's concerned, she is the hero. I got no problem with villains being used as heroes. It has a whole new dimension to it. I'm very disappointed I
Well,
didn't get to see
it
the Black Order now. I want the Black Order.
I mean, if if I still have I have to check if I still have the files on my computer. I can like re-upload them, but they're like basically the Green Lantern Corps.
Oh,
I
right.
mean, the Green Lantern Corps is technically better because it was worked on after the reskin.
Right.
But I mean, if popular demand wants it, I'll try to see if I still have the file. If I don't, I don't care anymore, because I'm
the,
not gonna redo them.
the people want the Black Order. I'm gonna start a vote. I'm gonna have a poll. We want to see the Black Order as heroes. I got absolutely no problem with that.
I mean, I like them, so.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure there's other villain heroes. Is there? Didn't somebody make a dark side?
Probably, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, like, if people don't really see to it, it usually means that the sets are not gonna get played,
Yeah.
and without the sets getting played, there's also not much incentive to do this.
That's so
um,
good. That's such a good point. Yeah, that's been mentioned a couple of
yeah,
times. It's just why. I mean, you want it's feedback is a double edged sword. It's so you want your creations to be accepted and liked, and so therefore played, right? Otherwise, what's the point of making them? Otherwise, they just go off into the ether and nothing happens.
Yeah.
But also some feedback, depending on it, can kind of hurt your feelings a bit. So it's sort of how it sort of depends on how
No,
invested you are.
to me personally, I think feedback is the most important thing that we have going on the homebrew. And
Yes.
I actually don't know if you were already on the homebrew at this time, but at start, before being a creator, I specifically asked, like before being an admin on the Discord as well, I actually asked Odysseus, which was the admin at least at the time. I don't know
Yeah.
now, but I asked him, create please a tester server. Just for test, just for people who are there to like accept the projects of everybody else and just play the hell out of them and give feedback. And I was a part of it together with um, some other member called Jonathan, but I think he actually is out of the Discord already. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, we were basically dedicated testers. Like when people created sets, they would send the set to us specifically just so we could play it, and then give feedback. And I wish more people did that right now, like
Oh,
forever.
they do.
Honestly,
Yeah, they do. They actually do now.
they
So
do it.
yeah, no,
It's back.
you've created this is what I was saying before when I first introduced you. You have helped create a legacy for this Discord that is still happening today. So hearing that you helped create it is amazing. In exactly what I thought was going to happen. So it is still it's still happening today. They've still got the authentic the CAS and the whole seal process. They've still got that, but they've also got just a section of the Discord where you can just do that very thing. You ask other people to sort of you submit your creation for other people to give it a go and sort of give you some feedback before you go into try and go into the seal process. It's an
Yeah,
amazing,
that's cool. Okay,
yeah,
so the general idea is sticked. Yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly what I think like is the most needed in that server. Because as long as people are willing to play, uh, quote unquote anything, like of course you got to put some effort in as a creator and try to give them something that's like obviously not unfinished.
yeah, yeah.
You got to put the effort in, but like if you put any amount of effort in as a creator, I think you deserve like a tester that also puts some amount of effort into it. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
it's a give and take. It's a give and take
It
there.
is give and take, yeah, and that's part of the reason why I did this series to begin with, right? It's just I want to introduce existing members to other members and sort of get to know each other as a community. It's also an opportunity for me to get to know everybody as other creators, but also to try to sort of to show people who may not have actually who may already be in the Discord or haven't joined the Discord yet, and like you sort of are sort of lurking about and not really sure of how to sort of approach and sort of show that there are people here that want to help, and this is how they do it. And the feedback part is so vital. Is you need feedback so you can learn to grow and get better because everybody's first creation needs help.
Oh, for sure. Venom Pool took me forever.
I mean, everybody's got to start
Forever.
somewhere. It doesn't matter how good you are. You got to start. The first creation is always going to be ridiculous. It's either overpowered or it's broken or it just doesn't make sense or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. And then you get to where you are today. I mean, Batwoman wouldn't exist unless you had feedback, right? I mean, it's amazing.
For sure. And Batwoman was broken when I first did her. Like and I don't mean broken in the sense of overpowered. I mean actual broken. Like I remember like the first time I gave her to someone. I believe it was McBobber. He was I think the first person to play her because a little bit like yes helped me a lot in the process of creating, and then McBobber helped me in the process of testing. That's usually how it went
Nice.
when I was doing that stuff. And like McBobber, as soon like he played the first game with her, and like he literally told me this does not work, like this doesn't function. And I'm like, oh okay, well,
Well, that's
back
unfortunate.
to ground zero here.
That's great. See, there you go. See, we wouldn't have her if Bobber hadn't stepped in and said, "Hey, this doesn't work." That's great. That is so awesome.
That's exactly it.
I've done that too. I had a scenario that was completely broken, and I was so embarrassed because at the very first,
I
it was
believe.
being streamed, and I was like, and then the person I was streaming with, Joshy, he was like, "But wait a minute, this doesn't actually work," and I'm like, "Oh my god, no! How embarrassing!" The whole
I
world.
believe that actually happens with everything that you do. Like your first iteration of every set doesn't matter if it's hero or villain. And I don't remember ever doing a hero or villain that was like good on the first go. Like
Yeah,
just, I don't think that's ever happened.
that's fair. Cool. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to bring up?
uh, I don't know. I think we pretty much covered most of it, right? Like I don't think. Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Unless you have any questions about anything else
Well, I've got to
of
ask. I mean,
my decks, then I'm done.
I don't want to. I don't want to like imply any pressure or anything like that. But if I think I would be told off by the community if I didn't at least ask this question: are you planning on coming back? Please.
Ah, please. Well, if I so to creating, probably not. Mostly because I don't have the time. I
Right.
barely have any free time at all. At the
Just getting the
moment,
chance to chat to you now is like a miracle.
it is. It's 100%. I'm
Yeah.
yeah. It's late at night here, and I should be sleeping, but
Right. Thank you.
but I am here.
I appreciate that.
Um, no problem. Uh, but I would actually like to at least come back to playing as soon as my son gets a little bit older, and I'll try getting him into this as well. Maybe then.
As soon as he hits
At the moment, sadly,
2 years old, you got to show him show him the TTS and say, "Here we go."
as soon as he start understanding words, I'm gonna be like, Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. This is how an hero action works. Hero actions. Repeat after me.
One can try, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think anybody would fault you for that.
And
That's fair. Knowledge is power.
I in any case, I will say that if I ever have the chance to come back, like in terms of free time, if I get to have that chance, I will come at least as a tester because I love doing that part. I loved creating as well, but I feel like the tester part of me was the more important to the community and the one that I actually liked to doing the most. So
That would be so cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm helping you test out.
I hope I get that chance
Yeah, help
eventually.
test out the sealed process or something. That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be. I think I think I can speak for everybody when they say that would be very very cool to have your wisdom and knowledge. So, cool. Well, that's everything for me. Again, I just want to thank you for. I mean, like you said, it's late night. I just want to thank you again for taking the time. Like
No problem.
pretty much the second I asked you to do this, you were like, "Yep, let's go." Like bloody hell.
It is my pleasure. I
Yeah.
love this game. Even though I don't play it now, I always loved it. That's why I spent so many years just,
Yeah.
thinking about it every day.
Well, it's your contribution to this community is unbelievable, and your legacy lives on. So, I just want you to know that. It's just
Thank you. I do not even know how to answer to that, but thank you. That is some
cool.
very high praise. Thank you.
It's having you on the series was a must. So, thank you very much. If you're listening to this and you're interested in doing customs of any kind, follow Captain's advice. Play the game every day for 2 years and start creating. No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. But no, it's in all seriousness.
That does help, though.
It does help. It would help. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt you. I mean, it is that good. So you might as well play it every day. No, I'm joking. In all seriousness, if you're at all even slightly interested in making something, please the link will be in the description to the Discord. An invite. Jump on, say hello, and start discussing your creations. I mean, it's there's no point having it locked in your brain. Let's make it and actually people can enjoy it. So that's awesome. People like CptScorp.
Actually, I would just like to inform, even though I'm not really present on a daily basis on the Discord, I would like everybody who's listening to this, if anybody has any question about literally anything about the game, I'm still up for discussion about it.
That is so
I
cool.
don't have the time to be involved every day, but I don't mind answering questions, or like some people sometimes ping me on the channel, and I'll always answer. That's like, as long as I'm pinged, I get to see it. If not, then no promises.
That's amazing. You should start charging for
And
your services. Professional MC, custom advice. And as a special bonus, he will be walking his dog at the time, and a
oh,
surprisingly
that is most likely. Yeah.
high number of kids stop him. You must have the cutest dog in the world, because when I was chatting to you that time, you got stopped seriously like half a dozen times.
I,
Someone patting the dog.
I have a very cute dog. I'm sorry about that.
It was like you were like, for like this the fifth time you were like, I'm sorry, just hold on one second. Someone's patting the dog, and I can hear in the background and like, oh my god, you're so cute. Bloody hell! No wonder he walks the dog every day. It was amazing. So yeah, all right, well then, I mean, take that advice. It's thank you so much for offering. Yes, if you're interested and you have an idea and you need some help, reach out, and Captain
Or
Scorp
if you just
himself
wanna
will
chat.
help you. It's amazing. Or if you just want to chat,
Yeah.
there you go. See, bang. Just
I
maybe not.
As long
around
as it's
now.
about the game, I'm fine.
Don't ask him about the social political nature of
Yeah,
it.
don't.
No, we
That's
don't,
yeah.
no, it's Marvel Champions only.
We're trying to keep it PG.
Keep it PG. Don't ask him why all these female characters are all awesome. He
No,
doesn't want to
don't.
talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I'll have links to Captain Scorp's stuff in the description for the video. Check it out. It's I know I sounded like a bit of a fanboy, but they really are amazing. It's really he's really that good. Go check it out. It's really awesome stuff.
Thank you.
And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that sort of crap on the video. You know what I'm talking about. Do all that sort of stuff. Captain Scorp, again, thank you so much. Please go back to bed. Take care of yourself and your young family. It's really cool, and it's thank you so much for taking the time to chat to me.
Thank you for the invite. That was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. As always, remember to take care of yourself and to tell the people that you love them as much and as often as you can. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye.